One day the prophet Elisha was passing through the town of Shunammite. Now there lived there a wealthy woman who often invited him into her home for a meal. But she wanted to show her hospitality to him in a more special way. So she said to her husband, "This man is a holy man of God. Let's build a small room for him on the roof, with a bed, a table, a chair, and a lamp. Then he will have a place to stay whenever he comes by." Her husband agreed, and so they did just as she had said. They built a small room on the roof and furnished it exactly as she had told her husband. And every time Elisha came by, he would go up into that room and spend the night. Now the woman made fine linen cloth for the bed, and each time Elisha came by, she herself would wash it and iron it and make sure everything was perfect for him. And the prophet appreciated her kind heart and wanted to repay her for her generosity. So one day he asked his servant Gehazi what can be done for her. Should I speak to the king or the commander of the army on her behalf? But the woman needed no favors. She was content with what she had done, but Gehazi noticed that the woman had no son and her husband was old. So Elisha called for her and said, "About this time next year, you will hold a son in your arms." She replied, "No, my lord, please, man of God, don't mislead your servant." But exactly a year later she gave birth to a son, just as he had told her. The woman named him Jeroboam, and the child grew up and filled the house with joy. But one day, while the boy was in the fields with his father, he suddenly cried out, "My head, my head, my head hurts." They had him carried to his mother, and he sat on her lap until noon. Then he died. His mother was heartbroken. She carried her son to Elisha's room and laid him on the prophet's bed. Then she saddled a donkey and hurried to Mount Carmel where Elisha was. When Elisha saw her coming, he sent Gehazi to meet her and asked, "Are you all right? Is your husband all right? Is your child all right?" She answered, "Everything is all right." But when she reached Elisha, she fell at his feet and cried out, "Did I ask you for a son, my lord? Didn't I say, 'Don't raise my hopes'?" Then Elisha realized how much the boy and his parents meant to him, and he accompanied her back to Shunem. At first he sent Gehazi ahead with his staff to lay it on the boy's face, but after Gehazi tried, the child didn't get up. So Elisha went into the room, shut the door, and prayed to the Lord. Then he lay down upon the child, mouth to mouth, eyes to eyes, hands to hands, and as he stretched himself out over the boy, the child's body began to grow warm. Elisha got up, walked back and forth, then stretched himself out on the child again. Suddenly, the boy sneezed 7 times and opened his eyes. Elisha called for the woman when she entered. He said, "Take your son." She fell at his feet, took her son into her arms, and cradled him close. These stories are a powerful reminder that God has not changed. He cares not only for a nation, but also for one woman's heartbreak. God cares about you and me. He can bring life where there is death, hope where there is despair, and he reveals the power of faith, that the God who gave life can restore it again. If you put your trust in God, you too can experience the joy of salvation.